Hey guys, Clinton Tigas here with Atlanta Rock Climbing Company and Stio brand affiliate. So I'm here today to show you my new tent. Just received the X-Mid Pro 2. I'm super excited about this tent. It's a really light tent. It's made out of Dyneema fabric and it's a hybrid, so it's partially single wall, and then throughout the doors it's actually a double wall tent. So let's go ahead and get started. I want to show you how to set it up and go through some of the features. Okay guys, what we're going to need to set this thing up is, if you don't already have stakes, you can order stakes through Dan Durston. I went ahead and did that. I like having its own stakes for its own tent. That'll have to keep up with moving the tent stakes from tent to tent. So you'll need at least 4. That's just for the corners. But if you buy it through Durston, I believe it comes with 6 or more. So I like these stakes. They're nice and sturdy. So I've used them once before. I set it up just to give it a practice run, and I like them a lot. So you'll need the tent. This is the tent body. And then you can also buy a ground cloth for it, and I have mine on back order now, so I'm waiting for it to come in. But as long as you don't have any pokies around, you should be fine. And then you'll need 2 hiking poles, or I think Dan Durston now on his website, he actually has poles that you can use to set up this tent that aren't hiking poles, if you want that option. So alright, well, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so we got the body of the tent laid out. So the way this tent works is you're going to stake out 2 corners, 2 sides, basically in whatever orientation that you want it facing the doors at least. And then you'll come down to a 3rd corner, and you're going to try to make the right the right angle as close as possible to that. And then what you're going to do is, on the other end, the opposite end of the 3rd corner that you staked out, you're going to try to square it up as much as you can and try to get a perfect rectangle square. That way, when you flank out the actual rain fly of the tent, it's going to be nice and taut. So okay, let's go ahead and do that. And I suggest that you don't cinch down the guy outlines just yet. And I'll show you a close-up here in a second of what I do. I try to have it just slightly taut, but not pulled all the way tight. That way it gives you some room to tighten it up. Alright, now that we've got that staked out, now all we have to do is put the trekking poles inside and then extend the poles, and then that's going to give the tent its structure. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay guys, here's a close-up of the cinch toggles that I was referring to earlier. So when I stake it down, I try to have a little bit cinched down, just a little bit, but you still need a lot of room here. That way, later on, after you get done putting the hiking poles in and extending the poles, you can come back and you can tighten down these sides and then get the body of the tent, the rain fly of the tent, nice and taut. All right. Okay. All right, guys. So what we're gonna do now is put the trekking poles into the tent. What I like to do is, you can go through these vent openings, but I like to open the tent up. That way I can really see what's going on. So inside here, you'll see there are two on either side reinforced little areas where you stick the the handle of the trekking pole. And then it'll help protect it a bit. And then you put the actual, pointy end of the stick down here. And then there's a little tab right here that you put the end of the trekking pole in, and it keeps it close to the body of the tent. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. So what I like to do is I like to put it inside there like that. All right, and then I'll extend it up like this. There we are. And then I'll stick that stretchy bit inside, just like that. All right. And then what I'll do is I don't get it super tight. I just get it enough to prop it up. And then once I get the other side in, then I'll come back and I'll adjust each side. That way I can get the top ridge of the tent as taut as possible. All right, let's go do the other side. All right, now we're here on the other side. We're just gonna do the same thing. All right, I'm gonna find that reinforced kind of end area and take the pole, put it up inside there like that. All right, and then I'm gonna find that stretchy circle like that, and I'll just stick the end in like that, and then it sits up against the base of the pole like that. All right, this one's pole is a little short, so I'll extend it up. All right, typically about 120 I think is about what I found. 120, 130, something like that. It's typically about what I found that gets it pretty taut just to start, and then I'll come back and I'll customize it. All right, so now you can start to see the shape here of the tent, and this is that ridge that I was talking about. So what I'll do is I'll come back and adjust the poles till this ridge here is as tight as I want it to be. All right, so now I'm back on the other side. Now I just want to adjust this side about the same height as the other side. And you may make it a little different depending on the terrain. Hopefully you have it on something flat, obviously, but if you are on some sort of slope ground, then the pole height would be obviously a little different. So I've got these set at 120 here, this set at 120. And that ridge pole is pretty taut, but I could go a little tighter. So I'm gonna go just a tad bit more on the pole. And then now you can see that ridge pole is pretty taut there. So, and if you need to, you can come back and you can adjust this. If it's not cradled inside that cup, you can adjust it and get the pole set in there exactly how you want it. And each time I set it up, it's pretty much the same, but I've noticed since the first time you get better and better at setting it up. So, all right, so I've got this set up now, and then all I'm gonna do now is go around to the sides, pull the toggles taut, and then I'm gonna stake out the doors. So let's show you how to do that. All right, and once you get it set up, if you feel like you need to pull the stakes and pull taut, pull it away from the original place you staked it down. Feel free to do that. It helps to tighten the sides up a lot more. But so as you see, once you do, you just come by and you tighten down these sides, and then once you see, as I'm doing that, you can see how much more taut the sides are getting, and that's what you're aiming for, is to get the sides nice and taut. All right, so let's go do that for all the corners. There we go. That's pretty taut there. That's pretty good there. And you see, as you cinch it down, you can see how it starts to really flatten out that side there. And then they've also added guyway lines, hookups here. So if you did, need to stretch this out a little bit more, it gives you a little bit more of a way to customize it. Same thing here. You could even add another guyway line right here, and then that way it'll help you to cinch this down a good bit. All right. So now now we've tightened down all the sides. Let's stake out the doors. I'll show you how to do that. All right. So all you need is one stake here. All right, and you're gonna put the stake on the side that's got the that's far, because once you roll the door, you don't want to put it on that side. You want to put it on the side that's not on the part you're going to roll up. So you'll just pin that down just like that. All right, and then you see, as I open this up, now I've got the vestibule here, and then I can roll this up. All right, so let's go do the other side. All right, guys, and then right in here, what they've added is a way for you to prop open the air vent. I suggest you do that. Even though this is a really breathable tent, because it is single walled on certain sides, you're still going to get some condensation. So just make sure you always do that. And then if you needed to, in good weather, you can always leave one of the doors open. All right. So let me show you how to open up the door, and then I'll show you how to roll it up, and then we'll start talking about some of the stuff inside. So obviously, if you're familiar with any tent, you just kind of roll it to here on these sides here. All right. All right. And then Durston has added this really cool feature. So this here is a magnet. So you can roll it up, and then you've got this magnet here that keeps it open. All right. Now you've got a really large vestibule. That's one thing I really enjoy about this tent. You can do, most of the time, I do a lot of my coffee inside the tent while I'm still in my sleeping bag. So, and then you can get all your gear in here. And this is a two-person, so you see, each person has their own vestibule, so they can store all their gear. I mean, you can fit your whole pack under here. A dog, something like that. So let's open up the rest of the tent. All right. All right, let's get you a look on the inside. All right, guys, so here's the inside of the tent. So it's a two-person tent, and I've used the previous versions of this tent, not in the Pro, but just the regular X-Mid. And me and my climbing partner slept in here comfortably. It's tight, but it's not, it's not so tight that you're sleeping on the next guy. So what Dan Durston's done is he's added some plastic pieces on the corners here, and you can see them here. And then on each side, there's a stretchy bungee that is attached to the bottoms and the top, and then it's attached to the corners. So as you draw this out, it provides you a really good square shape. That way, the bottom of the tent, you're not rolling over the side. It gives you like a little box to stay in. So let me get some stuff in here. That way you can see how large it is. All right, guys. So I've got some stuff in here now. That way you can see just how much room the actual platform of the tent gives you. So this is a standard size pad, 20 by 72. And then you can obviously see that you could get a second one in right next to it. But if you're by yourself, like most likely I am, most of the time, I usually just store, you know, any extra gear on the inside of the tent. But so let me lay down in here, and you can see how much room you really have. All right, so you've got plenty of room, even if you sit up. You know, and I'm 5'11", so pretty tall, and I've got plenty of room in here. I can take a hat off, I can stretch. I got plenty of room, so I'm really going to enjoy using this tent, and I hope this review does some good for somebody that's out there researching whether or not they want it or not. So, all right, guys. Well, I really appreciate you watching my video. If you'll like and subscribe, that goes a long way. And stay tuned for the next videos. All right, thanks, guys.